freely available to members. Question number 7, Sarah Dowie.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for ACC. What changes to ACC levies come into effect on 1 April, and what impact will these changes have on New Zealand businesses and families?
Honourable Nikki Kay.
Mr Speaker, tomorrow the first of a series of government ACC levy cuts will happen, returning an estimated $480 million to the New Zealand economy. From the 1st of April 2015, tomorrow, the work account levy paid by businesses will decrease by an average of 5%. This will return money to hard-working businesses and self-employed people. All up, New Zealanders will be better off by around $480 million through ACC levy cuts in 2015-16. This will mean around $1.5 billion in ACC levy cuts have been returned to New Zealanders since 2012.
Order. Order. Supplementary question, Sarah Dowie.
To the Minister, what other levy reductions come into effect this year?
Honourable Nikki Kay.
Mr Speaker, from the 1st of July 2015, the motor vehicle levy paid from people who renew their registration will go down by an average of 41%, saving the average car owner around $130 a year. Specific amounts will be determined by a new risk rating applied to different types of vehicles. That's about recognising that some vehicles are safer than others. On top of that, the petrol levy Kiwis pay at the pump will also go down by 3 cents per litre on the 1st of July. This National-led government's good fiscal management means more Kiwis will be getting levy reductions.
Order. Supplementary question, Sarah Dowie.
What reports has the Minister seen about the impact of these levy reductions on small businesses?
Speaker.
Honourable Nikki Kay.
Mr Speaker, I have seen a report from ACC which shows an example of a small business owner who earns $67,000 a year, employs 3 staff and owns 2 vehicles, could be paying about $350 less in levies this year. I'm pleased that ACC's strong financial performance means that Kiwis will now see around $480 million in levy reductions flowing back into the New Zealand economy this year.
Supplementary question, Sue Moroney.
To the Minister, why is there no cut to ACC levies for workers tomorrow, given the account they pay into reached 130% of full funding in December last year? And why is the levy for businesses substantially higher than the levy decrease recommended by ACC, given that the account they pay into reached 140% of full funding required in December last year?
Honourable Nikki Kay.
Mr Speaker, with regard to the second part of that question, the member constantly gets her figures wrong. As I have said, if you look at the report that was produced, it doesn't take into account gradual process. So the 140% that she's quoting doesn't take into account gradual process, and that brings the solvency of the accounts down massively.
Question number 8, Dr. David Clark.